Hey there, welcome to Angular After Dark. Tonight it's daylight savings time in Europe, so darkness comes an hour earlier. Today will probably be a short session, but we're continuing where we left off yesterday. And let me try to find this quest we're on. Yeah, so let me share the right screen here. Number 3, maybe. Let's try screen number 3. Why is this layout on StreamYard strange? I want cow. Oh, there we go. Yeah, now I should be able to see it. I can zoom in a bit. So we're discussing Angular 12, removing the view engine build option from applications. How will that affect Angular elements? Will the bundle size be improved or affected? And VJ here is asking for an experiment I created a while back about Angular elements. And this one is using a custom version of create custom element. I don't really remember what it does, but this is the one he's asking about. So we'll try to recreate that, but we want to be able to run it across multiple versions of Angular without having to set up a project per version of Angular. So let's create a new workspace and try to get the code in there and maybe start working on the CI. Yesterday we opened a pull request for the Angular versions action on ngWorker to add support for Angular elements. But I don't think we have made a new release since. So the support is probably not there yet, but we'll set up the CI, and as soon as a new version is published, we'll have access to that in our GitHub Actions on this new project. So let's start with a new repository on GitHub. We'll call it Angular Elements Experiments. What is the description? It's measuring the bundle size of various Angular elements techniques across Angular IV versions. Public repository, nothing in there. We'll do that locally. Good. Hi, Serkan. Welcome. You're not going to bed yet. It's only 9 o'clock. Half an hour, then you're heading off to bed, maybe? Okay, so I need to start a new project. And we'll use the Angular CLI for that. I have this wonderful folder full of experiments, trying various versions of Angular and other libraries and tooling. So I'll open up PowerShell in here. That is right here. I don't know how to zoom in PowerShell. Nope. I really have to open the settings. Yeah. All right, that should be big enough. So we'll use Angular CLI to create a new workspace. And I wonder, do we want version 12? Yeah, it's not a release candidate yet. No, let's go with version 11. And as soon as release candidate comes for version 12, we'll have the Angular versions action supported instead, and then we can upgrade. So normally I use NX CLI for most of my projects. But in this case, I want to be able to try out the newest version of Angular as soon as it comes out. And unfortunately, another one has joined. Hello, Adnan. Thank you for joining. Nice to see you. So yeah, I want to be able to use, for example, Angular 12 as soon as it comes out. And unfortunately, NX is usually behind a few months with new versions of Angular because they have to take care of a whole tool chain of dependencies and get everything working. So if you want to upgrade to the latest version of Angular as soon as possible, you should be using Angular CLI. I mean, you can just upgrade the Angular dependencies in NX, but like ideally you should wait for the migrations because NX uses a bit of a different setup than Angular CLI. For example, it uses solution style TypeScript configuration, which Angular CLI rolled back between version 10.0 and 10.1. Of course, in my opinion, it's a better setup that NX uses, but whatever. I'll be using the Angular CLI so that I can try out version 12 as soon as that arrives. So to create a new Angular workspace, I want to use PNPM because it's much faster than both NPM and Yarn. I never use NPM raw. That sucks and slow, and it's really slow at calculating dependencies and downloading them, creating all the folders. Yarn is a bit faster, but PNPM is even faster. So now, okay, so PNPM. PNPM has a tool called PNPX, just like NPX, but it caches the versions globally if you don't have them already. And it uses PNPM to resolve all the dependencies and sub-dependencies. So PNPX, and we'll say we want the package Angular CLI. This will use the latest version, which is 11.2 point something. And we'll say ng-new. And what did I call it? Like Angular Elements Experiments. I will use the same name for the workspace locally and then push it to Git. So which options do I need? I want it to be strict. Strict mode seems it might become the default in Angular CLI, maybe even in version 12. We'll see. I mean, it doesn't doesn't hurt to add it anyways. So strict mode and styles. I don't really care about the styles. What else? Like create application falls, because I want it to be a monorepo with several projects, several application projects especially. And then there's a package manager flag. It's like this, package manager PNPM. Anything else? No, let's try that. See what happens. And this computer is actually pretty fast, but if I turn it up, I'm afraid you'll be hearing the fans speed up like a lot. So I don't want that to make noise. So it'll be as fast as it can while streaming on the battery saving mode. Yeah, so here we see that PNPM has created a cache, and it found that it needed 236 dependencies to run Angular CLI ng-new. It is reusing 222 of them from the PNPM store, which is a global node modules kind of. It downloaded 14 new dependencies, and it added all 236 to this. Right now it's a temporary folder, right, to run this PNPX command. So here we see that Angular CLI is now installing the packages using PNPM. So that will be a lot faster than NPM and Yarn. It's scaffolding all these root configurations, and I said create application false, so it won't have any projects in it because I don't want that default source/app project. I'll create it myself, and I'll probably rename the folder. It's called projects by default. Let's go with apps. Even though we're not using NX, I like to use an NX style monorepo. Because structure-wise, you can do the same thing with Angular CLI, but maybe you need to adjust a few configurations since it doesn't come out of the box using it that way. For example, it doesn't come with a schematic for workspace libraries or just buildable libraries. So we'll have to set up that ourselves if we want that. In this case, we're going to have a lot of applications and probably not a lot of code reuse. Okay, so that's done. Let's go in there, Angular elements, open up VS Code. And I need to zoom in a lot. This is good. Yeah, here we have it. And this is, it looks like regular node modules, but something funny is going on here, right? That's, I think it's called a hard link. So that PNPM is setting that up to the global cache. Yeah, so we have all our root configurations here. We have package.json and then the PNPM log file. It's a YAML file. Yeah, similar to Yarn log files and the package log.json file used by NPM. Okay, so we have our Angular workspace. We have the Angular JSON, the workspace configuration, and PNPM is set as the package manager. And yeah, maybe we'll just have this initial commit and push that to GitHub to start. Let's see. So we'll copy all of this. Open up their PowerShell terminal, paste it in, push it to origin. Make sure it's working. Should see some code here now. Yeah, I'll just set up this Git repo, disable a few things. Yeah, I don't want wikis. Issues is okay. Don't want projects. Yeah, that's okay. Table of content. That seems like a new thing. Oh well, we'll keep it. Yeah, this repo should be good now. So let's open up VS Code again. Yeah. Okay, so I want, instead of having a folder called projects, I want to call it apps. And this is where now we're seeing one of the differences between Angular CLI and NX CLI, because NX has two root folders for projects, apps and libs by default, or if you're using the open source preset, all projects will live in the packages folder. But you can configure it whatever you like. But here we can only configure one folder. So if we want to generate library projects, we will have to switch this to libs. But for now, I think we're only going to need apps. That should be fine. Is there anything else I want to configure here? Maybe some schematics defaults. Yeah, we'll see about that later. So we'll add a commit here. Char set project folder or configure folder like so. Okay. And now we'll generate a new application. And for this, I'll be using the NX console browser or VS Code extension. So I'll say, even if I'm not using NX, this one works with Angular CLI as well. So I'll say generate, and hopefully it can detect schematics I have. Doesn't seem so right now. Sometimes you need to reload. VS Code. And sometimes after a while, it will pick up the different schematics in this project. I don't know. Let's see if it works. No. No. Doesn't work. Okay. It'll probably work later. Right? Okay, so we'll do it manually with the command line. So we'll say ng generate application. And what was it called, this one? The one VJ was asking about was a minimal elements. So that is probably hello world, yeah. And it doesn't have a platform, doesn't have NgZone, but it's using this hack to create custom element. Trying to come up with a good name. I guess I'll just use the same name, roughly. Minimal elements without platform and NgZone. And do we need any parameters? We'll see. We'll see about that. Oh, yeah, it should be strict. It should definitely be strict. Routing? No routing. And else we'll just use CSS. Doesn't matter for this project. So I wonder what it installed to package JSON. End-to-end testing. Yeah, okay. So it was really a minimal workspace before, and now it added probably protractor, which was already there. But the script for running end-to-end tests apparently, and the build Angular builder. Okay, that wasn't added. Okay. So it should also create a project here. Yeah, here it is. It's an application project. Strict true. Well, this should be the default for the whole workspace, not only this project. So let's take this configuration out of here and into here. So it's a global default now. It seems to be done. It has set up all of this. Production, configuration, strict bundle budgets, strict style budgets, serve target, internationalization. I'm definitely not going to use that. Testing with Karma. Okay, that's fine. Linting with TS-lint. No. We can't have that. We can't have that. Oh, maybe we'll fix it some other time. Yeah, so in Angular 12, TS-lint and Codalyzer is not included in a new workspace because TS-lint has been deprecated for 4 months in a few days. Well, it was deprecated 2.5 years ago, but it was dead 4 months ago. Like no more issues, no more PRs, no more patches, nothing. It's a dead project, so don't use it. So yeah, we can migrate to Angular ESLint and ESLint later. We'll keep it for now so that we can use the migration later. End-to-end target for protractor, default project. Okay, so we added a feature here at the minimal elements platform and NgZone app. Okay, let's push this. There we go. Now we have a project. Let's put some code in here. So we have the app module, the app component. Oh, Serkan is leaving. See you, Serkan. Okay, let's look at what we had in here in this project because I can't remember. It was way too long ago. Let's see the code. I'll just try to use the same setup for now and see if something needs to be changed later. Nothing special in here. Oh, yeah. So I called the root tag HW for hello world. And I was, because I was trying to be clever to make it really, really small, not adding the end tag because the browser will be gentle about parsing, so it'll add it itself. Let's create an end tag. We shouldn't be doing this in a real world project. Hello elements is the title. Yeah. What else do we need? Is there anything special in the main file? There is. So this is an Angular element project. So it's creating a web component. So the tag we saw before, HW for hello world, that will be a real custom element, a real web component rather than an Angular component bootstrap to a fake custom element, which is what Angular normally does. Okay, so we need to get rid of this default Angular setup. We will keep the production mode. I wonder why I left out this environment. Probably just to make it like really, really, really small. I guess I was trying to like make it as small as I possibly could. So I was removing every unnecessary code. So let's try to do that again. Why not? And now I'm missing my TS hero for organizing, which I disabled yesterday because of a prettier thingy. And when I hit save now, it'll remove all the unused imports and sort the remaining imports. Okay, so now we just need these things here. Import the hello world element that we will create and define it. That should be it, right? If we define this custom element and the browser detects that we are adding the tag HW, it should figure out how to mount everything, the web component and the Angular code behind it. And Angular has set up hooks to, do whatever it needs to do. Of course, this is a hello world project, so it does nothing. I guess. Let's see what it'll do in a second. What else? So I probably removed everything. Yeah. No, we don't need the fave icon. We want the bundle to be very small. We don't need polyfills. We don't need the global styles test. I don't know about tests for this project. We'll leave it for now. But we should be able to remove these files. However, when we do that, we have to update the configuration here because it will be pointing to some of these files. Let's see. Here is the fave icon. Remove that. Assets, we don't want those either. Styles, we don't want the global styles. We're really, in this project, we're really trying to build the smallest possible Angular elements bundle. Polyfills. Okay, so what do we need to do here? I figured it out when I was doing this, but I don't remember right now. Polyfills. Oh, just a blank or empty string. Main index tsconfig AOT true. AOT true. This was Angular 9. This is Angular 11. Well, AOT should be on by default anyways, so probably just leave that as it is. Oh, this is test. Oh, I'm in the test target. That's why it looks different. I guess I also did that. Oh, I removed the test target. Okay, well, we'll set up the build config similar. Polyfills will be an empty string. AOT is true. No assets, no styles. We have main, we have index. Production. This is the environment. We'll also remove the environment files just to do the smallest possible bundle. Okay. Okay, so let's see if we need to remove any more files. We're really trying to strip out everything that's not strictly necessary. Come on, resize. I can't resize this one. Okay, whatever. Delete environments. Delete assets. Let's delete this test file that does nothing. And we have deleted styles. Can we delete the app module? Probably in this one. Oh, yeah, there's another configuration here. ES5 browser support. I guess that is removed now by default. Is it? I'll put it in here just to make sure. Are we in the build configuration? Production. Where should we place it? We'll just place it here, I guess. Is that an option not available anymore? No. That should be, oh, it's probably because it depends on the browser's list. But let's go back. I think there was another configuration here. Comment chunk false. Because I think that comment chunk actually the overall bundle, like we want a single bundle for Angular elements, so we don't want to split inter chunks or comment chunks into separate files. No. Index. Okay. So index. We have single bundle. Okay, so probably I'm using ngx-build-plus to be able to produce a single bundle, which we really want for Angular elements. That's one of the features that should be built into Angular, but it's not currently. So we'll have to use Manfred Steyer's ngx-build-plus. So I'll just single bundle true. And this will remove the yeah, I don't really remember why I did that. I'll keep it. Keep it blank. Probably did it for a reason. Because I did spend some time researching how all of this affected the bundle size. Okay. So to use single bundle, we also need, we're using PNPM, so we'll say PNPM add have ngx-build-plus, or we should have used ng-add, but I wonder if it has any schematics. Maybe. Let's see. Oh, to use that, we need to have a clean git status here. Okay. So configure elements app. Hey, Corbin. Oh, you're following me now on Twitch. Nice. Well, I just started streaming yesterday, and I'm publishing these videos on my YouTube channel as well. And I'm waiting for YouTube Live to be activated, so next time I will also be live on YouTube. Yeah. Okay, so now I should be able to add ngx-build-plus, and maybe it will replace the default Angular builder. Let's see. Let's see what it does. Yeah, it's probably very slow right now. ngx-build-plus 11.0. Did it change my builder? Yeah, it did. Very nice. Very nice, my friend. What else did it do? Oh, also for the development server and even for the testing. Okay. Well, in this project, it's just to get this single bundle setting I put in here somewhere. But ngx-build-plus will also allow you to add a custom Webpack config, which will extend the one that's somewhere inside of Angular CLI. So if you want to add and configure additional Webpack plugins, you'll want to use ngx-build-plus. Or if you want to produce a single bundle from an application, which we want here. What else has changed? This is just formatting. Down here, just formatting. Yeah, I'll actually just hit the save button so it might format this thing again. Okay. So we'll add ngx-build-plus. And let's see if we're missing some configuration for any of these targets. Browser target, options, lint, end-to-end test. No, that should be fine. Okay, so let's see about the browsers list. What did I do here? I probably also optimized it to produce the smallest bundle. So I'll just see what I did. Last two Chrome versions. Last one Chrome version. Okay, let's go with that. Latest Chrome version and nothing else. Okay. Use only latest Chrome. Okay, good. We got our build set up. And now I think we're ready to go and create that Angular element. But it's just copy pasting for now. Yeah, so from our main file, we were importing, sorry about the big font, but I really want this to be viewable, maybe even on a tablet or mobile. And right now I need the split screen, otherwise it would be easier to see. Yeah, so we are importing from app hello world.element. We don't have that, so I'll create that. You know what? Maybe even just remove all these terrible app components and modules. Start from scratch. Remove app component. And we'll add this file hello world.element.ts. And let's see what we have here. Oh, we don't have the Angular elements package yet. Add that. Ng add Angular elements. Let's see what it does. It is loading. Oh, path / is a directory. I wonder what it was trying to do. This is strange. Okay, just to make sure, let's take another. I have all these experiments, so let's take another one. CLI 11.2. I have no idea what's in here, but let's see if there's Angular elements. There's not, and this should be a pretty default setup. So what happens if we have a clean Git history? No. Something. So now we'll add Angular elements to this other almost fresh workspace. Let's see what it changes. Oh, it's even worse. So I probably did something funny in this workspace. Let's try another one. This one, CLI 11.1 app. And how much did I mess up here? Let's make sure it has PNPM. Yeah, it does. Let's make sure Git status is empty. It is. So give me my terminal. Do the ng-add dance. And what happened? Now we'll CLI. Oh, it's an NX workspace. Really? Is it? No, it's not. Oh, is it NX messing up my PNPM global thingy? Because it decorates Angular CLI. Well, thanks a lot, NX. Can't live without you, but we need it for this project. Okay, so let's try Yarn instead. This will take a minute. And we should rimwrap the node modules. We should revert this. No, I didn't add Angular elements yet. No. Okay. Waiting for Windows to delete a node modules folder. Yeah. do yarn install. And that will take like 2 minutes or so. And while it does that, let's see what it actually managed to do when doing ng-add. That's probably because I deleted everything that has to do with an application. So it can't find the files it's trying to change. Oh, so definitely it added Angular elements, right? And we need the similar package version matching as the other ones. And the log file, how about this elements file? Well, that's just empty. Okay, how far is the other one here? It's still, okay, I'll just boost this computer. Yeah, that helped. But now you might be able to hear the fan of this computer speeding up. But we'll live with that for a minute. Okay, let's start transferring this code. Oh, this is not the file. Did I already paste it? Yeah. Okay. So it has this type, I guess, interface, ng-element constructor from Angular elements, because that's what's returned by. Usually you can use the function called create custom element. And this create custom IV element is something I created for some reason. Don't remember exactly what it does, but we'll find out in a second. It's also asking for a hello world component. So we'll need to create both. Create custom IV element .ts and hello world component .ts. There's not a copy button here, is there? Yeah, so this one is wrapping the real create custom element from Angular elements and doing some stuff that I can't remember why, but we'll figure it out. It's probably to remove all Angular modules or something. So this is the hello world. Wait, did I paste it in the wrong file? Yeah, sorry about that. This is hello world file and the create custom IV element goes here. So now we have those files. Is the hello world element happy now? Yeah, it has its imports. Good. So we'll add hello world component. And how did yarn do here? It's almost done. Oh, it's actually in the linking phase. So pretty close. So we're going to see what Angular does by default when you add Angular elements to a regular Angular application, because the one we're creating is very special. So it can't find the files it's usually using. Just before I turn down the computer speed, let's do ng-add Angular elements. First, we will switch to yarn. add Angular elements, and what will happen? No. Stop using PNPM. Oh no, we're using yarn. I told you. Let's try again. No! Angular! It can't be me doing anything wrong. Can't be. It has to be you. This should be a pretty default Angular workspace. I mean, I might have added some package earlier or something. Oh, well, back to installing node modules. Come on now. You have the extra speed. Should be able to do this. Oh, it was just rendering bug in PowerShell inside VS Code. Okay, so now yarn install in this other workspace. Had it all cached. It will link stuff. 52,000 packages. That's node modules for you. Wow. Let that run. Okay, so let's look at what we have here. So we have this hello world element that's the class that's created, like create custom element you normally call. Here we're creating a custom IB element, probably because I want to do it without an ng module. And we're then using this class to hook it to the HW custom element in main, right? Yeah. So this is the class that will be attached to HW elements. The hello world component doesn't do much. It's a web, or it's a, yeah, it'll be a web component, right? So we'll use the shadow DOM encapsulation. We'll use the on push change detection strategy. The template is simply hello world, or let's make it hello elements. Oh, it's called hello world, so should probably say hello world. HW even. Yeah, let's keep it at hello world. So this is just to see how small of a bundle we can produce with Angular elements, with all of these various configurations and optimizations and micro optimizations. I think I was using, when I created these initial experiments, I think I was using the ng-build option called experimental rollout pass, but that has since been removed. So it was something the Angular team was trying out, but they have removed it again. It did remove a little of the bundle size for some projects, but I guess, yeah, I don't know why, but it was an experiment and now it's gone. So we won't be able to use that, or at least I don't remember if it's removed in version 11 yet, but it's definitely removed in version 12. Okay, so that other default workspace now has fresh node modules, so we should be able to run ng-add Angular elements. I mean, it's not added yet, is it? No. So what will happen? Now it should be able to do it, right? It didn't fail this time. So default troubleshooting worked. Delete node modules, install everything again. And this time it's using yarn to install Angular elements. Yeah, okay, so let's see what it's doing in like a default Angular workspace. This ng-add schematic for Angular elements. Let's look at all the changes to see if we need something in our repo. Adding Angular elements, adding document register element. I guess that's a polyfill for browsers that don't have this. Probably don't need this, but yeah, I'll copy it over, and you might see later if it's if it affects the bundle size, then we can remove it. Okay, so that would be PNPM add. Okay, so it's using a specific version, so I'll also make sure we use that specific version here. I'll do PNPM install. And I should be able to disable that CPU increase. So sorry if you were hearing the fan before. It should be cooling down now, slowing down the fans. Okay, so document register element is deprecated. What? So why is Angular Elements installing that? That doesn't seem right. Okay, I don't want to look into that right now. I'll just use the Angular toolchain. We'll look at that later. So what else changed? Now we have Angular elements in our repo as well, and we have this one. What other things? Just a log file and polyfills. Oh, polyfills. Well, you see, we removed polyfills from our project. So it turns out I don't need this anyways. Okay, let's remove it. That is PNPM remove and register element. Much better. Much better. So we'll just say log dependencies. Yeah. Okay, we're actually all set up. I think we have, let's just double check that we have everything from this experiment repo. We have these files. We have the main. We also have the same index HTML. Is there anything else? No, we should be fine. Yeah, there's not much in this repo. Okay, so we should be able to run this project now. We should also be able to build it, and we should be able to serve it in the browser. So let's start with, we want it to always build for production. So that's the shorthand for the production configuration. Yeah. Use build. Did I not save that? Oh, it was just being slow. Okay. I'll actually push these changes and then I'll try to run a build. Oh, I'm not using yarn, I'm using PNPM. Give it a minute. Okay, so we didn't get to setting up the CI today, but we have set up the workspace, PNPM, and everything's failing now. NgCC failed. Oh, I hate NgCC. So maybe NgCC. Yeah, I don't know. That was working in Angular 9. Oh, no such file or directory polyfills. Okay, who is referring to polyfills? Oh, okay, I didn't look into these. In the reference repo. Yeah, those were removed. And how about, was it this one as well? No. It was the spec JSON, which is probably in here with the app. No? Oh, I removed the test project as well from this workspace because I wanted it to be only about the app and yeah, whatever. Okay, so polyfills references should be removed since we deleted that file. And let's try to build again. But ngCC, the Angular compatibility compiler, was really unhappy. So I wonder what it's saying now. Is it really this broken reference? We'll see. Oh, now ngCC is running. Great. Oh, so much time wasted on ngCC. I really look forward until that can be removed for good. Okay, so it's doing the application build and oh, it's because I have strict mode. Implicitly has an any type. Yeah. Let's make it explicit. Oh. Is element as string. This name changed. Yeah, is that really gone? No. Ng component definition should be a string. So is it the component? Okay. Okay. So now we're back to fighting TypeScript. T. Oh. I mean, what can we do with TypeScript? It's not something that's available in the source code. It's something that's added in the compilation phase. So the type of that is actually also in the Angular package, but should we look for it? Component dev. Is it this or this? With meta. Maybe. I can't remember, actually. What now? Generic type component def with meta requires 7 type arguments. Oh, no. I'm not gonna play that game, TypeScript. Not today. Not today. Hmm. You know what? Screw this. We'll use any, and TypeScript is happy. Nothing to see here. Linting must be lower camel case. Okay. Oh, it's unused, and you'll complain about that as well. Okay. How about now? Can we do a build? And I'll be happy. So, fixed typing, sort of. It's funny animation. That's ngx-build-plus. Looks nice. Okay, we did a build. It's a single bundle, and it's 74.13 kilobytes. That's before gzipping. We'll be measuring this later using the gzip bundle, and we'll be comparing it across versions of Angular and comparing it to other techniques. And we'll also look into this function some other time. I'll try to explain to you what's going on, and I'll refresh my own memory as well. But yeah, it has to do with this Angular Elements project doesn't have an Angular module, which is great. That's how Angular should have been. But to do that, Angular doesn't really allow for that, and it won't be able to anytime soon. But I was experimenting with building module-less applications, or as close as we can get, like maybe one module for the whole bundle. I was experimenting with that a couple of years ago, so I picked up a few techniques, and one of the things here is like bootstrapping Angular without an Angular module. That's actually pretty difficult to do. But I think that's what this thing is doing. Just fixing this typo. Yeah, I guess this is not really a bug fix. It's not referred in any place in the code. It's actually more of a documentation, really. Okay. So that's it for today. We have a buildable application. Maybe we should just see if we can serve it as well. That would be great. So this is the experiment that VJ wanted to see and wanted to know if he can use in production. I don't recommend using it in production because it's highly experimental. So, but really this one seems to just be wrapping create custom element and yeah, like replacing some dependencies that Angular would be looking for. What is this one? It's not something I built in this project, is it? Yeah, I guess it is. It should be here in this file. Yeah. Yeah, so this is really hacky, and it might not be fully working with this solution. I guess I was just trying to add like fake implementations until Angular allowed me to like compile and bootstrap this application. So some things might be broken, but we can look into that some later point. For now, we see that it's actually serving the application. So let's see if we're seeing hello world from Angular elements. Wouldn't that be nice? No. No provider for NgZone. Oh. Well, I don't want NgZone. So what could we do about that? What could we do about that? I wonder, like, what did I do in the original repo? NgZone. Nothing in the code. Yeah, I guess some dependencies have changed since version 9. But what we can do is provide, it's looking for NgZone. I'm doing like what I did back then, like just filling it out with fake implementations. NgZone. And yeah, there was you notice the no op NgZone. It's also there. So we will say provide the NgZone, but use the class. I bet it's a class. No op NgZone. Yeah. Okay. So we have zoneless, platformless, ng module-less Angular Elements application, and if we're lucky, it will actually work now. I need to restart this serve. We'll see. Yeah, let's just do it because not the build. Come on. Why am I doing this to myself? Making mistakes because it's late, 10 o'clock. It's Angular after dark. Okay, I guess it makes sense to see if it still builds. It did. So start the ngserve and wait for it to start up. Yeah, come on. Come on. Here we go. Hello world. We have a live one here. We have an actual web component without Angular modules, without NgZone, without the Angular browser platform. It's actually working. I mean, it's not doing anything, but it's working. See this. Look at this. It's, can you see that? Ng version on this web component element. Okay, so now that this is hooked up, like we should be able to, let's try something fun here. How do you do that? How do I do that? I can say new hello world element, but I guess it's not in the global scope. Can't do that. Oh, document create element HW. Document body append HW. Yeah, look at that. I have another hello world. So this is a real web component because the browser, as soon as we add that element to the DOM, we just created an empty element, it will hook up this thing like with Angular and the content from the template. And yeah, that's what this one does because it's just meant to be really tiny, a minimal one. But yeah, that's a web component using Angular elements, and it's pretty small. We'll be trying to measure it gzip and run it through the different versions of Angular using GitHub Actions. So we'll do that some other time. Thank you for today. You all have a nice week.